G'day guys, Rob here. So today I'm going to be installing a boost gauge on the Delica. When I was down Delica garage last weekend, the guys that were working on the car noticed that it had a new turbo put in there, and it was an aftermarket one and apparently a really cheap one off eBay. They also said to me, or one of the guys down there said to me as well, that he's seen these things being fitted in cars in Delicas anyway, and they've been running 4 or 5 years and never had any problems with them. But I'm just a little bit suspicious. Don't know why. Just got a bit of a gut feel, I guess. And I'm not 100% sure that the boost has been set right. If it has, then cool. But you know, installing the boost gauge is going to be, you know, giving me an idea and a good, you know, at least I then know what it's boosting at. So yeah, I'm going to take you through doing that today. The other thing that I noticed last night was just, you know, after a shower, just looking out from one of the rooms upstairs and looked out over the back of the car, and I think I've got some rust in the roof. So I'm going to go first check that out, and then yeah, take that from there and decide what I'm going to do with it. It's going to have to get fixed if it's there, but yeah, let's go have a quick squiz and see what it is. So yeah, I thought I could see that last night. I could just see these couple of areas here from looking out the window. So yeah, I've got rust in the back of the roof on the Delica. You can see people have, probably the guy that I bought it off has gone, yeah, too hard basket. But yeah, alright, so that's another thing I'm going to have to work on. Yeah, it's been fun this so far. Anyways, we'll get on with the boost gauge. Okay, so it's really cool. While I was working trying to find a place to pass the turbo hose through, I found this jammed right in up there, so right in back up under there. So yeah, free torch. Anyway, what I'm going to do, and I don't know if you can see it from here. No, you can't. I'll do that later. But anyway, I was hoping that I could find a rubber grommet in here where I could pass the hose through, but I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is drill a hole through here. I have checked on the other side of the car, on the inside of the car, to make sure that it's not interfering with anything, so I'll show you that. So that comes through up in behind there. I don't know whether you can see that. Sorry for the really awesome camera work. It's freaking hard doing this with one hand, but up underneath that flap is where that comes through, and I can see that I'm clear of any other wires or anything else going through there. So that's where I'm going to come through with the hose. So that's the hose, and that's the boost gauge. So I've been reading up, and they reckon 15 psi is what you should be going to in here. So I just got one that goes up to 20. But anyway, I'm going to drill a hole through here and yeah, see how we go. Drilling it through that spot back in there. I haven't got any grommets and stuff with me at the moment, so what I'll do is just drill that hole, and then further down the track I will get the grommets for that. Hopefully this camera stays in place for you, but as you can see, this is where I'm going to be drilling into. When you're doing this, just take it easy, don't go nuts, slow and steady. As you can see, I'm drifting all over the joint. I don't have any punches. So I've got a drill bit that is just a little bit bigger than the hose. And there we go. So eventually I can drill that out further if I need to and put a grommet in there. And if you're interested in knowing, that was a 4mm drill bit that I used for that hose. But anyway, I'll just check it anyway. Bugger. Should have gone 4.5 mil. When you're doing this as well, guys, like, I'm taking no responsibility for what you do, but before you go drilling any holes through your firewall or anything like that, double check, triple check, make sure that you're 100% where you're going with it. Beautiful. That's it. I'm through. Whether you can see this or not, I don't know. There we go. That's the hose coming through. God, that would have been embarrassing if I was wrong and drilled a hole into something. Okay, so I've just pulled off my air intake hose, and that's the turbo down there. Now, from my understanding of it, that's the wastegate, and the wastegate opens from the pressure building up in this tube here, and that's where you can tell your boost from. From what I have read up with these, there's a few people doing it from different positions. Torch is awesome. Now why they left it in the car. So I guess it depends on what it is you want to do. I'm going to go from there because it's the easiest place for me to go to. Further down the track, I can just replace that section of hose. Anyway, that's it. Battery's probably dead. So I was saying I can just replace that section of hose. I guess it depends on what you want to do. If you're going to fit in a boost controller into that line, then you're not going to get an accurate reading of what your boost is, because your boost controller is going to be changing what goes through that so you can increase the boost in your system. I don't intend on doing that, so that's why I'm going to go into that point. It's up to you with what you do, and yeah, I'm just showing you what it is that I'm doing. If you want to go ahead and do it, go for it, but like I said, I take no responsibility. Okay, so this is everything that came with the boost kit. So that's the boost gauge, a bracket, I'm tipping that's to hold it all on from the back, T-piece, a little adapter that goes in the back of here, and your wires which connect up into there, along with the hose as well, which I've already run that through. So first thing, I guess, is to cut this line and install the T-piece. Okay, so there we go. That's just been installed. I had to cut the line a little bit just to make sure that it was all, you know, it was too long and I was getting big kinks in it, but that's all sitting in there all right now. So I'm going to hook this hose up to it, and before I go installing it in the car, I'm going to fire the car up and hook all the air intake back up and just give it a test and make sure that it's all working. Okay, so it's not connected up to power at the moment, but I just want to give it a test before I start running hoses and wires and all that through the dashboard here. So let's give it a crack. There we go. It works. It's alive. Cool. Alright, so I'm now going to install that into the dash sort of area of the car. It's got this cluster up here. Inclinometer doesn't work, so that is where I'm going to install it. By the way, guys, as well, that is a 52mm gauge, and from what I have read up on, the 52mm will fit into this one here and this other one here, no worries. The middle one's a bit bigger. So let's get started on that. First thing I'm going to do is take this cover off, and yeah, we'll take it from there and see what's in behind that. Just letting you know as well, guys, once I've tested this, with that tube that comes onto this bit here, it goes on friggin' tight as. You can't actually pull it back off, so I had to cut off a small section of the hose and then use a knife and run it down the back of that barb against the hose to pry it open and pull it off. So just be aware of that. Don't go too far and cut into your barbs. I used a small X-Acto knife, but yeah, that got it off anyway. Okay, so this part here, that's the next part to do. That should just pop off. I did it before when I was fitting the stereo. It should, there we go, screwdriver in underneath it, and it should just pop off. That's that done. So now I need to remove this cluster, and I think there's one screw down there and there should be another one on the other side. Sorry guys, this is really hard to do. Film it with one hand, but you're gonna get that. There we go. Alright, I'll stop filming, I'll pull it apart and then get back into it. That's it, that's off. All I did was undo the two screws here and here, and then have to unclip that. And that's what we've got. So, to get in through there, 4 screws there that look like it's holding the housing together. So, sorry, 4 screws, one there, one there, one down in there, another one over there. So I'm going to pull that apart and see what we've got. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I've undone them. Be careful with these top 2 actually. I don't know if these ones were glued in or not, but they were a bit tricky to get out, and I was coming close to rounding off the bloody screws. So anyway, that's done. That's coming out. That's my inclinometer that's stuffed. So now I'll take this faceplate off it and see what we're up against behind that. Okay, so that's all those screws undone, all the ones holding this plate on. Let's have a looky, see what it's... Ah! Okay. Alright, that's easy. And then I'll undo these 3 and pull it out. Okay, so that's the inclinometer taken out. There was the bulb coming through here, so that's the bulb. I might use that there for threading the wires through. I can wire straight up into them, cut those wires off, and I should be able to thread the hose up through one of these gaps down here. If not, I can take it up through here as well. So next problem is where the turbo is going to fit in with the faceplate on. So this is where the turbo is going to fit, but the plastic's going across there, and I'm just thinking it's fixed there, down here, here, up there and down there. So I might just be able to get away with cutting that edge off that and then setting the boost gauge in there. Let's have a look. Okay, so I just decided before I cut this piece, I should check this with that bracket on there that's holding it in place. And the problem is that bracket is getting on the way of this, so I can't line the holes up. So what I think I might do is that gauge is a really tight fit in there. It fits in there super tight. So I might leave that bracket off, install it, and then at a further time, or further down the track, if I want to, I can then put that bracket back in place. Yeah, just take it from there. Alright, so there we go. I just cut down there, used the Dremel, cut that off, and now when I fit this piece here on there, that sits on there really nice. So happy enough with that. And yeah, next part to install it all back in the dash and run all the lines and connect all the wires up. That'll be the fun part. Okay, so I've thread my hose through, got it all up here, and what I've been able to do, I don't know if you can see that, there you go, straight up through there, you can see the light coming through. So I'm going to tape this piece of hose to the bottom of that, and then just feed it through, pull it through up the top there, and I'll just break it off as it comes through. It's only a waste piece of dowel from an earlier project, so we'll just do that. Alright, so there we go. So the hose all pulled up and through. So all I did was pull it through, snap off the end of the dowel, pull off the next bit, pull off the next bit, and snap them off as I was going. And yeah, there we are. So, next thing I should probably do, before I go too much further, is connect that pipe up to the back of my gauge, because that's going to be a pain if I set it all up and then can't do that. So, I'll do that now. Okay, so that's the wires all hooked up. I've just cut off the bulb for the old inclinometer. There is another wire in here that is supposed to go to the battery, and that is for, in the boost gauge, it's got LED lights if you want it to remember what colour you're on. That doesn't bother me at the moment, but like I've said in an earlier video, I have still got some work I need to do behind here. So when it comes time to do that, if I feel like it, I will hook that back up and yeah, have the lights going. But anyway, let's get it all back together and sitting in place, and we'll see how it goes. So there we go. Boost gauge is all up and in position. Lights work. Which is nice. There we go. She's up and working. So next thing is to go take it for a drive and see what the boost is going up to. Yeah, and then if she's not boosting up to the right PSI, or it's too high, I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm hoping it's on the lower side, and if that's the case, then I can either fit in that boost controller valve, which I was talking about before. If I do that, I'm going to have to move where that T-piece is located. Other thing I can do is play around with behind the back of the actuator, but I'll take it for a drive and see what it's doing. Alright, so I'm just about to hit this 80 zone. She's well and truly at normal operating temperature now. So yeah, let's just give her a go and see what readings I'm getting. Here we go. So just cruising at 80. Sitting at 2000 RPM and just going uphill at the moment, so that's it. That was around 13. Again, put my foot down a bit going uphill. Oh, that's peaking at 14. Dropped off again. Sitting at about 11 at the moment. Dropping down to 9. Yeah, 14. Settling back down at 9 again. But I'm just cruising. Might even turn the overdrive off in a second when I turn around and see where she's sitting with the higher revs. Stuck behind a slow driver. Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn her around and take the overdrive off and see what we get. back into a 60 zone. Yeah, that's suiting it right. Just cruising. Low revs, slightly uphill now. Yeah, up a couple of PSI. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with that. She's not over boosting. That was my biggest concern. This car, you know, we planned on keeping this for a long time. You know, I've been told that be prepared, you're gonna crack your head at some point, but if that happens or the engine ends up dying, we're just gonna get it rebuilt, get it redone. And yeah, hopefully this car will last us a long time. But anyway, that's it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Not learned how to put a turbo booster gauge in. Yeah, cool. I'll see you later, guys.